Hello guys, today in this video I am going to show you how you can refactor your dirty code to a much cleaner and a readable version. So let's get started. So for today's example, I have chosen a piece of code that I wrote for my application, and as you can see, this function, this execute function is a route handler written in Python, and if I fold this, it is somewhere around almost a 60-70 line function, which is not at all good according to the clean coding standards. So let's try to see what are the problems that can be solved to make it more readable. So starting off, if you see like this first if condition, it asks that if the request method is post. Since this is a route handler and we have written on this already inside the post method, so it's safe to assume that we can remove this if statement. So let's do that. So once we have done that, and so let's select this and let's refactor this. So that's gone. So this one level of complexity is gone. Now that if is gone. Now let's move on and let's see what else can be done. So as you can see, there are some variables which are getting initialized here, and yeah, till now it's fine, it is readable. Like we get some active project here, we have a final prompt here. So we are creating we have another if else branching to get this final prompt variable to its value basically. So what we can do is we can in these selected lines we are kind of creating the generating the value for the final prompt. So let's try to abstract this out into a function. So in Visual Studios you can just use your shortcuts, like you can right click and go to refactor and it will just show you extract method. So you can extract method here and give it a function name. So let's give it a meaningful name. Get final prompt. Yeah, let's get. So if you see this function is taking this final prompt as a value, but this is not a needed parameter. So what we can do is we can use this value and we can do something like this and remove this from here, so that there's one less argument here. And now you see this looks better, as the abstraction details of how the final prompt value is generated is now abstracted away in this function. So if you see here, this function is like properly readable and we do not have to care about how the final prompt is getting generated. So that's one level of code improvement. Now if I just collapse this function entirely, let's see how many lines are still left. So we still have like around 50-60 lines to go. Let's see what else can be done. Now if we move ahead, now what are we doing in these lines? There's it's a list of images. We want images. So images is okay, this is images. Okay, so key in request files, get files request, and images append. Okay, so for this for key in request files, request.files. Okay, request.files. So if there are no files in the request, the images would be empty. Okay, so I think we can also abstract this function, these lines, into another function called get images. So again we use Visual Studio's method. So I have configured a keyboard shortcut on my computer, but you can do that as well. So to configure a keyboard shortcut in Visual Studio Code, what you can do is you can go here, come to preference and go to settings, sorry, not settings, in preference you have keyboard shortcuts. In keyboard shortcuts you can refactor, you can type refactor, and in this you can configure your keyboard shortcuts. So I have configured command enter. You can configure whatever works well for you. So now let's see what can be done here. So extract method, get image list. Okay, get image list. Cool. So there you go. This is the function. Now so what we can do is we can pass the request method here. Request variable here, and after doing this, I think then this works fine. Okay, cool. Request. Okay, cool. So now here we have abstracted our the details of how the images are created in another function. So this becomes now more readable. Now let's move ahead. Now if we see there is another if else if branching here. Now what can be done to solve this? Let's first, to be able to solve this well, let's see, since this is a lot of code, let's see what is happening, like what is coming out of this if else tag that is getting used ahead. Okay, so first thing is like this files variable is getting some value assigned here ultimately, and which is what getting used ahead. Summary, are we using summary? Yes, we are using summary as well. So we are using the value assigned to files and summary, which is getting assigned in all these branchings, and this is what we are going ahead with. So maybe let's try to break this down into a function that returns us the value of files and summary. Okay, yeah, let's do that. If app type frontend itna get do this, if memory get conversation file is there, then do file selector get relevant files, then get the file in summary like this. If images arches is 0, then you get file dictionary and summary. File dictionary, you pass file dictionary to this function endpoint, and it comes back. So maybe what we can do is we can do this first is extract method. So as you can see, like Visual Studio is like quite smart in refactoring the code, but the problem here is that, like, it has taken too many arguments. So instead of doing this, we will see what are the things that it is using from the thing code path, generate code path, project name, app name. So let's see, first we will see. Okay, so we'll try to extract this get files and summary. So this method is there. So as you can see, like Visual Studio is like itself very good in refactoring the code, and we save a lot of manual effort had we had to do this manually. So let's see, there are right now 1 2 3 4 5 6 function arguments that we are passing, which is not good. Let's try to reduce these input arguments and see what can be done better here. So let's see. Code path is something that we are passing to this. And how are we generating code path? Code path is coming from project name. Project name is coming from this request. And how are we using project name, code path? Okay, code path is fine. Memory is we are using memory in other places as well. Okay, AI. So AI. So we are using this AI model here. Okay, app type. App type is something project we are extracting from project details. Mhm. Okay, and final prompt. Hmm. We're passing like this. Images. We are passing like this. Hmm. Hmm. Final prompt. Can we do something with final prompt? But since final prompt is getting used below here, it won't make much sense because we have to use final prompt here. App type. Can we do something about the app type? We cannot do anything about the app type because app type is coming from project details, and project details, how to read project details and get the app type is something that this function should be doing, not the child function. So we'll leave app type as it is. AI model. Can we do something about AI model? So I think we can, because here model is something globally declared. Okay, temperature is also globally declared, and here we are just using model for token log usage. Hmm. Hmm. So, okay, let's see. So to do this summary, let's see what is the data type of summary. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. So what we can do is, like, I think we can remove AI and use the AI model in the function that we just created, like this, like this, like this, and we can return usage along with all these three things, so that we can just do this, like this. AI token usage, and here basically we can do this usage, and we can do this. So as you see, we are able to decrease one argument from here and make this even more cleaner, because now we don't have to understand how the AI class works, and all that detail is abstracted in this get files and summary function. Now let's see, can we decrease anything else as well? Let's see. Images. So images is getting used here only. So let's say we need request. Final prompt app type. Project details. Good. Project name. That is already abstracted. Project name. So like we can pass images inside this function, or like declare this statement here, but for to do that we need to pass the request argument, and passing that would not solve our purpose, because then we'll have to uh, do this inside that. So memory. Okay, app type. App types looks doable. Project details. No, it's fine. I think I think we can keep this like this for now. So now let's see. Now I think this is the max that we can do as of now in this function, and let's see how it looks now. Like what's the number of lines in this function. So we have now almost 40 lines. Like, so we have reduced almost 30 lines of code, and let's see how the code looks right now. So for now, let's try to read the code from top to down. So prompt message, we are declaring name, code path is, we can see how messages are coming, then what is the value of final prompt, then we create images, then we create file summary and usage in this function. Then we upload the created files, then we use git version managers on code path and file and prompt to commit. Then we have a master file, update the project name, and then we open the code path in the Visual Studios. Then we append this keys in memory, then we print the total usage, then we create a response message and we respond back. So I think this is like fairly simple to read, because all these abstractions that we have created, like these three abstractions have taken away the detail into another level. So let's see how the difference code diff looks like. So this is server.py. So let's see. So this is what we have been able to do. So we took all this code and abstracted out in three different functions. So this makes code much more readable for your readers. So this, so yeah, so that's it for the today's session. So that's it for today's session. I hope you learned and enjoyed it. If there are feedbacks and if you would like me to cover any specific topic, or you want me to talk about something regarding clean coding and coding practices, please feel free to reach out to me on this email ID at the mentioned in the description and in the slide. And thanks for watching.